Let me introduce our new guest speaker from the Philippines, Professor Arvin Adacao. Today, he will be sharing with us on leaping through hurdles, adaptability among female athletes. So, please, Dr. Arvin, be on the stage. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good afternoon, virtual participants. I would like to take this opportunity, despite our paper is not up par to the mentoring education. It is my honor to present our pre-recorded presentation for you to consider the new knowledge that we generated out of this investigation. Distinguished guests, honorable persons and key dignitaries, school administrators, faculty members, authors, fellow researchers, conference organizers and adjudicators, students, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good day to all. I am Dr. Arvin A. Andacao, the lead and corresponding author, and Miss Carla Jane B. Linganay, co-author. We are affiliated with the Davao Oriental State College of Science and Technology, City of Mati, Philippines. Our paper is entitled Leaping Through Hurdles, Adaptability Among Female Athletes. Female student athletes in basketball haggle with challenges and adapt various tasks from their academics and sports. Several problems that beset the performance among female student athletes were verbal aggression, sexual harassment, relationship with their coaches, social adjustments, academics challenges, menstrual disorder, training and competition stress, and body composition issues. Considering these pieces of evidence, there is an urgent need to investigate since there is no study conducted in Davao Oriental State College of Science and Technology. Furthermore, this investigation partially addresses the research gaps such as low women participation due to manliness in nature to play and not priority in sports because of financial constraints. The aim of this paper is to explore and unveil the college female student athletes' adaptability in playing basketball. The objective is to establish a conceptual framework or model. The qualitative research method, specifically interpretive phenomenological approach, was used to look back at the circumstances through how female athletes adjust to playing basketball and their performances. The female basketball varsity and athletes who were officially registered students are the main informants of the study. The Davao Oriental State College of Science and Technology, as a research locale of the study, is strategically located in the Guangguang, Dahican, the city of Mati, province of Davao Oriental, in the southeasternmost part of Mindanao, Philippines. There were 10 athletes involved in the in-depth interviews and another 10 athletes who participated during the focus group discussion. The gathered information was thoroughly transcribed, carefully translated from native tongue to English language, decoded the essential information, and generated a word cloud using the in vivo 12 software for the state-of-the-art findings. The authors observed appropriately the Universal Human Protection Research Ethical Standards and Data Privacy Act of the Philippines. We obtained permission, gained informed consent, observed properly the research protocols, protected their data privacy, at the same time confirmed the honest reporting of results to them. To unveil the findings among the student athletes' adaptability in playing basketball, revealed three emergent themes out from the generated data. These are recognizing own limitations, identifying the effects of the recognized limitations, and determining the athlete's adaptability. Just bits of the results are word clouds of in-depth interviews of the 10 athletes as well as the focus group discussion. As you can see in the in-depth interview, uh, they actually enjoy, fun, having fun in playing. However, they encountered misunderstanding. They have insecurities when it comes to their physical attributes, encountering the schoolwork as problem, and many more. At the same time, in focus group discussion, the answer in chorus, particularly the time management, is their one of the recognized limitations. To discuss all this, several authors agreed to the findings of the study, such as lack of focus, personality traits problem, gender equity issues, struggled relationship with their coach, faced academic stress, encountered insufficient physical training, they received negative feedback, and worse, lack of mentoring. Knight found that self-assessment is the key to unlock the self-determination and self-efficacy of adolescent athletes in the environment of competitive sports. Moreover, time management is the one of the integrated skills to become a successful scholar athletes. To picture it out, the authors built the RID adaptation framework to concretize their personal and social experiences in playing basketball. The RID stands for recognition, identification, and determination as female athletes' adaptation to play basketball. In this framework, female students athletes recognize self-esteem, team relationship, time management, physiological preparations, and of course, facing different conflicts. The athletes must identify the effects in both academic, sports, performances, time management skills, their responsibilities, distractors, how to manage, the regrets, how to overcome, and to receive positive or it could be negative feedback. Then, athletes are determined to adopt time management, self-drive, focus, perseverance, constant prayer, expert consultation, and act like walk the talk. The created RID adaptation framework is parallel to the study by McKeown that high adaptability can be executed using the three-step model, namely, recognize the need for adaptation, understand adaptation required, and necessary adaptation is made. Furthermore, Sherry and Ziller added that incredible time management skills and healthy essential multitask are two indicators to achieve athletically and academically a success. The implications. Time-based management is the common denominator of the findings being a college female basketball athlete. Adaptability is a skill that requires seamless order of action from the recognition of problems, identification of effects, and determination to take full control of the phenomena. The RID adaptation framework is an impetus to improve sports management in Davao Oriental State College of Science and Technology. Henceforward, personal and social adjustments need proper streamlining, synergist action, and resilient support from different school disciplines. As a future prospect, it would be vital to explore the individual category and other team sports to establish further the adaptability model of sports in the academic field. These are the references. The end of our.
Okay, thank you so much for a good presentation today, Professor. Okay, so Professor, I would like to ask you about your research study. Uh, so, did you find any difficulties when you conduct this kind of research? Thank you.
To conduct this research, of course, we faced various difficulty on how to get the schedule, particularly the female basketball athletes. Where in fact, we ensure proper protocols and arrangement on how to get the data, noting the female athletes are also students. So therefore, we'd rather ask their time, their particularly their training time, so that we can conduct our study. And with that, it's not easy to get because we have to interview, and by interviewing it, it takes a lot of time uh, because we gathered 10 in-depth interviews at the same time, one focus group discussion in different participants, or shall we say the informants of the study.
Okay, thank you for your answer. Now we got a question from our audience from Kuntai, maybe. The question is how to improve the female's adaptability in rural area, female students. Number two, what are the key terms of female's adaptability in time-based management? Thank you.
Okay, on the first question about how to improve the female's adaptability in rural area, female students, I would suggest that uh, our created model, the RID adaptation framework, or stands for the recognition, identification, and determination of the adaptation of or the adaptability of the athletes. So of course, you have to recognize first your limitations. So the limitations, these are the hurdles, the problems that you encountered, and after that, you can have a self inventory of that. After having the limitations, you recognize you have to identify what are the effects of this out of the recognized limitations. So you know already the negative effects, and of course you will also know the positive effects. So having these effects, you will know how to counteract, and by that you can have the determination. How are you going to apply certain traits, uh, It could be your aspirations on how to improve, or it could be your means of adaptability. How resilient are you in facing the difficulties once you are in the field or in the arena of basketball? Uh, in in a context of a rural area, I believe that our ID that we made is the guide. It could be a contour to them that we are noting all the personal and social experiences by the basketball players. They can also experience that. Second is, what are the keys term of females adaptability in time-based management? Okay. Well, having this keys term in females adaptability in time-based management, actually there are so many indicators, or shall we say factors, that attributed to the time management. Where in fact, when I attended with the other webinars on different field of sports, they considered time management is the key and essential, particularly in growing in the performances, not only just in sports, but to include the academics aspect. Even in the field or the aspects of life, time management is essential because uh, without time management, I believe you cannot come up your best shot, or shall we say your good performance.
Okay, thank you. Now we have around 2 last minutes left. Let me read the question for you. It's from Mr. Ronetra. Could you please provide more justification on how to achieve the implication you have mentioned in your study? Thank you.
Okay, based on the implication, it is clearly found that time management is the common denominator, being the student athlete adaptability. So they consider that time management in any aspect, in practice or training, or during the game, or even in the academics, even in the meeting their spectators or their families. Time management is one. Second is, I believe that the RID framework that we made, that we created, uh, can be the model, or shall we say the blueprint of the sports management system uh, to apply. And by having that, it could be basis for the other sports, or it could be for the basketball team to follow. And noting all the predicaments or detrimental issues, they can handle it. When we say about adaptability, this is a very wide range array of how are you going to be flexible in every problems that you may encounter. Actually, adaptability is not just intended or applicable for sports. Adaptability can be applied in all aspects of life, all throughout, even in your academics or your academics, or even to your life, or even to the uh, incidents, accidents, or even to the uh, other calamities. We can still apply the adaptability. How are we going to partake, or how are we going to address the problems? So, by achieving all this, I believe that the model that we created, plus the other disciplines that surround the athletes, can be best achieve the playing performance of the athletes, not only in the sports, including the academic performances.
Yes, thank you, Professor. I think because of time, I would like to say thank you for your answer and for all the questions, but sorry that we cannot provide all the questions to our professor.